It's April 2016 and I'm back on Msitwe farm, not the farm where I grew up. This is the farm next door, which is being run by my brother. It's such a beautiful place and I was so lucky to be coming back here. But in fact I wanted to come back for a reason. I wanted to see what had happened to this once vibrant farming community. I wanted to know whether there's any industry going on, or whether in fact, as the stories say in the newspapers, everything has collapsed. You know, when I drove out from Harare, and that's about 120 miles, I didn't see any commercial farming along the way, and that was rather alarming to say the least. But as I got through the Great Dyke in Maturashanga and into the Victory Block area, I found so many small holdings, only really subsistence farming. Well, that's what it looked like to me. Of course, my brother's farm is quite different. He's growing tobacco. And back in 2000, the tobacco industry was producing something like 200 million kilograms of tobacco a year. After the invasions, this went down to around about 50 million kilograms. In fact, Zambia took up the slack. However, the interesting thing is now, 15 years on, that tobacco industry is back up to its original 200 million kilograms. And that's quite an achievement, considering it's all been grown on these tiny little plots of land. But that's a good thing. It's a positive thing. There's something fundamentally wrong about seeing land just lying idle. And don't get me wrong, there's an awful lot of that. But at least there's something positive happening here, and at least some farmers are doing something. I went to a cattle sale. Now, the kind of cattle that were being sold were rather indigenous looking and probably full of worms and foot and mouth. But at least it was ticking over. Nothing like it used to be honest, but at least there is something there. As for maize and wheat, well, that's gone. Without irrigation, you're not going to get much. Yet, there was a glimmer of hope, and I've loved looking around and seeing that these farmers are producing something, and even if it's only one crop, I believe that that's one good step for this country that's been so troubled in the last 15 years. I hope it continues, and I hope it continues to grow, because I think this is the future. We can't keep looking back. Let's look to the future, and let's see and hope that this place develops in a good, positive way over the next couple of decades. This behind me is the tobacco floors, where millions of kilograms each year of the leaf is auctioned and sold to the big tobacco companies such as BAT and Universal. There are several of these floors in the country, and it's quite incredible to see that the tobacco industry is flourishing so much. In fact, these are the first reapings, so they won't get much money. There's not much nicotine in the leaf. The last reapings where you get the best money, because that's where the higher nicotine is.
80.
Fulani, 510, 520, 530, 540, 550, 560, 570, 580, 590, and 580, 580, 590, 590,